How's it going today, guys? Welcome to Wednesday, aka Fake Friday, where it's my last day of work and then I got 2 days off. I know I keep saying I want to tackle that mini bike. Well, tomorrow is Saturday. We'll bang that out then. It's almost time to leave for work. I got maybe 40 minutes tops before we gotta bounce. Sucks, I know. It's the way she goes. Today is also the day the company takes away our PCs and we're stuck using just the laptops. I really don't care because I got my laptop at work. I got that thing plugged into the monitor. The corporate network is really locked down. See, we got this site called Chasm that literally you can go and look up different programs or operating systems, and it's screenshot click-throughs. So like it's been saving my tits on Windows 10 lately because we still don't have a copy of Windows 10 on our test machine. Don't know why the fuck we don't have that, but we don't have it, you know. And yeah, so that kind of sucks when you don't have a copy of Windows 10 and everybody's upgrading to Windows 10 and you're trying to follow along and you have no idea what the screens look like. Thank you, Chasm, for being there. However, the Bell network doesn't allow that software. It basically thinks it's a virus or some shit and fucking blocks it out. So that's where Lappy comes in. Good old Lappy 386, eh? Frig sakes. So we put a Lappy on there and run Chasm off of that, and that way there I can get my job done without dealing with nonsense and bullshit of being blocked by a network that shouldn't be blocking a freaking website like that because it's a life changer. Even a lifesaver, probably. Makes my job a lot easier, that's for sure. My buddy posted a link on Facebook to Keurig's new invention. And basically, it's a soda pop dispenser. I shit you not. It's called the Keurig Cold, K-O-L-D. And I don't know if you put K-cups into it with pop crystals. It's probably like those squirts, but it's probably a crystal format, so more like Crystal Light. And I guess it passes the water through it, carbonates the water somehow, and bangs you out a glass of Coke or a glass of orange pop or a glass of grape soda or a glass of root beer, whatever flavor you buy at the store. You know what I wish Keurig would do? I know they have the technology for it, but let's face it, those K-cups are pretty friggin' consumption. Like, you buy a box of 15 K-cups, if you drink 2 cups of coffee a day, that lasts you about a week. That box of K-cups will last you about a week. That's 15 little cups in the garbage, all right? Now, if one person does that, 15 cups a week goes into the dumpster, not a big deal. But what if the whole city of North Bay did that, all 50,000 of us? If 50,000 people drank 2 coffees a day out of a Keurig and disposed of K-cups, we'd have 750,000 K-cups going to the dump every week. Wouldn't an easier solution be to make a coffee maker that you can just go to the store, buy a bucket of grinds, like, you know, the coffee grinds you buy from making them in your drip coffee maker, your percolators? Wouldn't it be easier to buy like a tub of that and you pour it into a compartment on the Keurig, just like you would the water, and when you press the button, it feeds out like a serving into a thing, squirts the water through it, and then when you're done, you just remove the thing and bang out the coffee grinds? Here's the thing with coffee grinds. If you do a vegetable garden, or any sort of garden, those coffee grinds apparently are amazing to put into the soil to keep pests away, like bugs that eat your shit. It also helps the soil grow, or helps the soil be more fertile, and it keeps the pH level balanced. That's what Dad does with his coffee grinds. He puts them in his garden, and that's the only pesticide he treats his friggin' vegetables with, and it works. You know, you can throw that shit in your compost if you have a compost bucket or whatever. Compost pile, compost drum, barrel, whatever they call those things. You can throw it in your compost so you're not throwing it in the garbage. The problem is the plastic for the K-cups. Like, if they invented a coffee maker that all you had to do was not buy like these expensive as fuck little cups to make a big cup, I think it'd be a better product. Obviously, once they sold the machine, they would no longer make money off of the proprietary coffee, and that's the big problem, is it comes down to money. All the companies want to do is make fucking money. Well, I hate to break it to your tits, but when this planet decides to fucking hit the giant reset button and ice age our tits, all that money in the world, it's only going to warm you up for a little bit, because money burns fucking fast. And I know a lot of you are saying, but Adam, they already have a machine that does that. It's called a coffee maker. Have you ever put a pot of coffee on and sat there and waited for that cocksucker to be done? A Keurig's so much easier, and you've seen it. You take the cup, put it underneath, press a button. And within like 35 seconds, you have a coffee ready. A coffee maker, you're looking at around 8 minutes for that thing to bang out a good cup of coffee. I can't wait for that. I got things. And if there is already a product on there, just like my Dragon's Den video, where that brush thing already existed, by all means, let me know, because I fucking want that. I want that machine. I'll get rid of my Keurig and I'll get that machine, because buying coffee by the drum or the barrel or the whatever the fuck they call those, the can, I guess, is way cheaper than buying K-Cups. Big time. Like Maxwell House, for instance, one 12-pack of K-Cups Maxwell House is $6.99. One great big tin of Maxwell House is $10.99. One great big tin of Maxwell House will last me a fucking year. The box of K-Cups, I'm lucky if I get a week out of them. But obviously, once again, we got the problem of not spending enough money, right? So that's a big issue, apparently. They want you to spend a fuck ton of money on stuff that you could save money on, but, you know, you're paying for the luxury of having it now and not waiting. Well, why do we need that? Why do people got to be so fucking profiteering gluttons? Why can't we have it now and save money? It was like a comment that Iron Man left on my channel that I commented on, commenting on comments, regarding how we pay more for hydro now than we did before, even though we have all these energy saving items like the curly bulbs and the LED bulbs and energy efficient furnaces, energy efficient TVs, energy efficient computers. You know, everything's gone low power to try and save as much on the grid. So because the hydro companies or the electric company is not making as much money now because we're not using as many kilowatts, what do? They bump up the cost of kilowatts. That's not fucking right. You're not making as much money because you've been bitching that people are using too much power. We decide, okay, we'll use less, and now you're like, fuck, we're not making enough money. So now we got to up the price and try and recoup the money that we lost. Like, this is not the way you do business. This is the way you make people fucking starve and die. I don't know. It all comes down to that bottom dollar, though. That's the big plague on this planet, is fucking currency. You know, everybody needs it to survive, unless, you know, you're one of those guys living in a cabin, fucking living off the land. Then you're definitely not watching my show right now, because chances are your Wi-Fi sucks too much to watch YouTube. So, just saying. But like for the rest of us living in the cities and shit, like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty fucked. It's definitely a fucked up situation. It all comes down to the bottom dollar. Everybody wants to be rich, and they don't care who they fuck over to get there. And it's really, really, really upsetting. It's something that dwells in my mind daily and drives me fucking bonkers. Fucking bonkers, boys. Fucking bonkers. Big times. It's pretty vapey in here, eh, bud? That's what happens when you rock a dripper at 100 watts. You're so freaking weird. What, you want this? You want my juice? Really? It's not that tasty. Like, it doesn't taste good in your mouth. You gotta vape it. No, you gotta vape it. Don't get mad at me. Fuffy bum. Ah, the house is the perfect temperature right now. Fucking love 65 Fahrenheit. It's a good time. Something I want to research tonight at work is how to change that furnace controller or temperature thermostat friggin' thing, because the buttons on it are really, really stiff. Check this shit out. Like, I probably could just take it apart and clean it and put it back together, but like, to do something, like, normally you just press the button and shit would happen, right? But like, you gotta fucking get on this thing just to make it work. Like, you really gotta get on her. We just dropped a degree, and that's no good. I don't know exactly what's involved with changing this out. There's got to be a wire behind it. This must be pretty easy to take apart. What does this thing do? This is a battery, isn't it? Yeah, these are batteries to... Is that how it's powered? Is battery? Oh, that's fucking decent. Anyway, yeah, so it's got to be somehow bolted to the wall. Probably gonna have to attack it from... Wow. Probably gonna have to attack it from behind, maybe, or maybe there's screws underneath the battery, or... Fuck, I don't know. This is an Indiglo nightlight. It does have a light on it. It's just the button you really got to get on it too. Look at that. You can fucking program this thing. I didn't even know about the programming part until like recently. So that's kind of neat. But yeah, I'm going to have to do something about this because that's pretty fucked that you got to just hammer the button in and go from there. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to take it off the wall. It looks like it's fucking on there good. Normally with things like this, like you would take like the front plate off somehow, but I'm probably going to have to separate it at the seam here with a screwdriver, and I bet you the screw's behind it holding it to the wall. We'll look into that another day. Mainly because I gotta buy a new one. Come on, Oriole. I gotta buy a new one to bolt to the wall and hook up to my furnace. It's probably just a simple couple leads in the back. The signal wire that tells it yes or no to turn on the furnace depending on the actual temperature. And go from there. Something I'm going to do tonight is, once Stupid gets out of the way there, I'm going to wear my spring jacket tonight for the key reason of, last night I went out for a vape at after hours, and the temperature was ridiculously cold. It was 2 degrees Celsius, which probably is about, what, 34 Fahrenheit maybe? It was a little bit chilly to the nipples. Man, if it's like this tomorrow, this is going to be awesome for working on the mini bikes. It's nice and cool out, and it's going to be great for welding. And then I step into the car. Let me turn off that heater. Step into the car and it's like freaking really warm in here. So that's a good time. Anyway, it's 16 degrees Celsius out and we got to get off to work. Yeah, as you can tell, it's getting close to election time here in Canada for our federal. I'm seeing a lot of posts on Facebook that kind of burn my tits. Like, I'm a voter. I vote every election, federal, provincial, whatever it may be, even local, for our mayor, our city council, all that shit. I vote for it all. You know, it's your God-given right. Like, we're a democratic son of a bitch, so it's our God-given right to vote. And I come across posts on Facebook of people saying, well, I want to vote for this party, but nobody else will, so it's just like throwing my vote away. No, not voting is throwing your vote away. Voting is getting your word out there. And what's funny is all the people on Facebook who are saying this are all the same people who are voting for the same party. And it's like, fuck, what are they running from? Anyway, yeah, like, I don't get it. It baffles my tits. It's like all these people, and they're all voting for the same party, the Green Party. And it's like, if you all got together and fucking voted, maybe the Green Party would stand a chance. But instead, you're not voting, and this is the reason why the Green Party doesn't fucking move anywhere. I'm not, like, I'm voting NDP, you already seen that, it's on my lawn, give or take, you know. But in order to have your vote count, you actually got to get out there and put a fucking tick on a ballot. You know what I'm saying? And if people not doing it is the biggest problem. You know, thinking, well, my vote won't matter. Well, no, your vote won't matter if you don't vote. If you do vote, your vote just mattered, because that's one vote towards a party that you believe in, so on and so forth. Like, this attitude that people have about voting is fucking ridiculous. Like, if that's the case, they're just going to be like, well, fuck it, we're not going to make it. Then if that's the case, if nobody wanted to vote because their vote doesn't matter, then you know what? They're going to just make it a dictatorship. You know what? That's what it's going to become, a fucking dictatorship. Someone will be elected to be El Presidente. We won't have a fucking say in it. We'll just have to roll with the punches. And it seems like that's the way it's going, because as time goes on, less and less people are going to the polls to vote because they can't be bothered, or they're fucking lazy, or their vote doesn't matter. It's like, it's going to come down to it where there's not going to be many votes. and they're going to be like, well, we got to make a change here, so let's change our government around and make it a fucking dictatorship, and we'll just appoint some asshole to run the country, and whether or not he does a good or bad job, that's none of your concern, because you can't bitch or moan because you had a chance in the past to fucking vote, and you chose not to for whatever reason. It's your freaking right to go out to the ballots and vote. It's also your right to go out to the ballots and basically, what do they call it? Not withdrawing your vote, but I can't remember, but a lot of people did it. Oh, Jesus, Murphy, I thought he was coming into my lane. You know, like, I don't know. It just burns my tits when I see people talking like that, and it's like, your vote does matter. It doesn't matter who you vote for whoever you fucking believe in. Like, for me, the NDP does what I need it to do. Conservatives, no. Liberals, hell no. Hell, it's the fucking liberals the reason why I'm losing my job. Off topic of voting, but voting is important. I want to talk about an article that was put in the paper yesterday by the local conservatives. It was about the sale of the company I work for. The fucking liberals sold the company. I think I've told you guys the price they sold it for. They sold it for $6 million. The infrastructure alone is worth, they tallied it up at $35 million for the infrastructure. They sold the company to Bell for $6 million measly dollars, but the liberals had to pay $61 million in taxpayer dollars to sell the company. So they paid $61 million, made $6 million, and for some reason this was a good move for Northern Ontario. How the fuck do you figure? That's the liberals at work there, people. That's the liberals. That's that fucking Kathleen Wynne. That was her big brainchild. And you know what? She's gonna do the same with the liquor, and she's gonna do the same with the power, or electricity, or whatever the fuck you guys want me to call it. I call it hydro, because here in Canada, that's a lot of us call it that. Because the power companies is like North Bay Hydro, and fucking Hydro One, and so on and so forth. But yeah, the government wants to sell all their crowned assets. It's gonna cost us taxpayers a bunch of fucking money. Jesus, Murphy, bud. That sounded friggin' brutal. Brutally awesome. I don't understand how you can justify a good thing to sell a company but spend more than you made. Like, imagine if you sold your car. Let's say you have a car and it's worth $5,000 and you put $10,000 worth of work into it and then you sold it for $1,000. How the fuck are you ahead? It doesn't make any sense. So now the the conservatives there, the Tories, for some reason, I don't understand that terminology, Tories, they are looking into the Auditor General to release a statement as per why this happened and how it benefits Canada, or benefits Ontario. How spending more money to cost a bunch of Northern Ontarians our jobs benefits them. Because now we're going to have more people on unemployment insurance, more people taking tax dollars to survive for however many months. I think it's 11 months. It doesn't make a fucking lick of logical sense. And I already know you're going to be like, well, Adam, government's... Holy shit, that sounds like a fucking airplane. But I know a lot of you are going to say it doesn't, it's government, it's not supposed to make sense. But you know what? I beg to differ. When a decision is made, it should be an educated fucking decision. Not just some asshole sitting in an office decides, well, you know what, we're gonna do this today. Like, I know that somebody made a lot of fucking money off of this deal. And it wasn't Bell, it was somebody else. Somebody sitting in the government made some serious fucking bank off of dumping us. And it's not right. Like, the company I work for isn't just in North Bay. We have shops in New Liskeard, we have shops in all over up north. And some places, the company I work for, that's the only high-paying tech job available in the area. And it's gone. Or it's gonna be gone. I don't honestly see any reason for Bell to keep us going. Right now, like for instance, the team, the boss for customer service just retired, okay? They never hired anybody to replace her. Instead, they gave my boss her responsibilities. So now my boss runs us and customer service. Before, he just ran us. But he's also set to retire. This is the kicker. He's also set to retire. And when he retires, are they going to replace him? Or are they just going to decide, you know what, fuck it, let's just shut her down? Because like I said, they have until next October. And we service a lot of areas, well, we resell through a lot of areas that Bell already is at. That's why we're not going to be carrying the services anymore. And gradually they're probably going to transfer those customers over to the respectable Bell areas that Bell works in, and just have us control our little areas like Moose and Emus Factory, Iroquois Falls, and Temagami, which is maybe a maximum population of 10,000 people. And that's me hitting high. I'm thinking more or less 8,000 people, probably 5,000 people. I think Temagami is only a population of 1,200. Moose and Emus Factory combined maybe 2,500. And Iroquois Falls, our area, the 258 exchange, I think it's only about 1,000 people. So maybe 5,000-6,000 people tops is our customer base right now that we can bring on because we no longer resell. There's no reason to keep a business running when you're only handling such a minute amount of people. But then again, there's also no reason to spend $60 million to sell a company for $6 million. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I need to be less logical, because being logical apparently is not the way to live in this new world we live in. Logic doesn't work. You got to be stupid, spend freaking money like it's free, and be a complete tool bag. And that's how you succeed in life, by the looks of it. Like, maybe the internet trolls are onto something. Maybe being a complete belligerent cunt all the time is the new world order, the new way of life. Like, being a belligerent cunt is success. I don't know, but I can never be that way. Okay, I just wanted to make sure Carl didn't have his fucking motorbike beside this Ford. Oh, I almost smashed into that one of these days. I was coming into work and the bike was tucked behind this Ford F-150, and I came around the corner pretty hot and almost wrecked his friggin' bike. That would have sucked. It's funny, people are like, well, a couple of my friends said, wow, man, you talk a lot in your vlogs. And it's like, I use this camera as an outlet to get shit off my mind a lot of times. This thing starts rolling and I just want to friggin' just start talking not really nonsense, just explaining how I see this world and what goes on in my mind when I read a news report or I see things, and like how it bothers me. Because maybe there's other people out there who share the same views, and you know, I like that. Like, I figured that's what YouTube's for, you know? YouTube it's your tube. It's, you know, back in the day, you'd call the television, I'm going to go watch some TV tube, or turn the tube on, I want to see what's going on. We don't really use tubes anymore in our TVs, now we use LEDs. So, you know, saying turn the LED on, that's pretty stupid. But YouTube, you know, it's all about you and your video creations. And for me, I like to use it as an outlet where I can show what I'm doing in my life and things that are pissing me off and talk about them and get it out there, you know? Not really trying to stir a pot, but sometimes I do, and it's the way she goes, because the way I come across, you know, it's pretty bad. I don't know, it's the perfect outlet for people who just want to talk about what's going on in their life and get a reaction. Not a reaction, but get a response out of people, get people commenting. That's what I like about YouTube. What I don't like about it is people go on there anonymously and gotta be belligerent cunts, but to each their own. Everybody needs to find their way to have fun, I guess, and I'm done letting the haters get to me, and I've said that many times before, but fuck guys, I'm commenting on their comments. I'm commenting on comments. Like, come on. That's funny shit right there. But anyway, I'm going to shut her down. I got to head her inside and see if they actually took my computer or not. Well, it doesn't matter. I took it off my desk anyway, because fuck that thing. And hooked up my laptop to the monitor so that I can have a dual display friggin' not on the network computer that I can actually do some work on. So I'm going to go ahead and shut her down here. So if you have any comments on anything I just talked about, by all means, leave them in the comments section below. Any questions, comments, or concerns even. If you like the video, guys, by all means, click the like button. And if you dislike the video, click the dislike button. I shit you not. Click either or. Let me know. And yeah, I might pick up the camera again later on tonight when I'm on break. See what really goes down. But anyway, people, I'm going to shut her down here, so thanks for watching. Like, favorite, and comment. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.